It's Local Edition. Brad Pomerance here. We are joined today by Judy Nelson. She is a councilwoman in the beautiful city of Glendora. And we've spoken about this in the past, but I want to revisit the issue. And that is the question of stormwater capture. There are some new rules and regulations. Tell us what they are.
In 2012, the Los Angeles Water Quality Control Board issued a new permit, and we are now required to capture 85% of the first 24 hours of a stormwater within our city. It's
And that's
not
the
to run out.
key difference.
And also, the quality of the water has got to be monitored and
monitored,
improved.
yeah.
So before we were looking at 3 specific contaminants with the previous permit. Now we're looking at over 33 contaminants, and we're looking at parts per trillion, where we used to say we can't have more than parts per billion. So the level of the water quality is going to go to practically better than what you would buy in bottled drinking water.
Is that necessarily a negative?
Clean water, we are for it.
Right.
Absolutely, we are for it.
I mean, we think of what happened in Flint.
That's right.
And so there is a concern about this.
That's right. And we also want to make sure the water that travels into our rivers and our ocean is clean. Absolutely.
But your concern is how the regulations are placing additional burdens. So explain that. So the goal is not necessarily your concern, it's the methods to reach that goal.
We agree with the goal.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So explain your concerns.
To capture the water within our own cities, we have to build new water infrastructure, which is going to be extremely expensive. Capture basins, green streets, lots of infrastructure. And in the San Gabriel Valley, we are already capturing in regional basins 95% of the water that runs out of our own cities and reusing it. It comes back for reuse.
But that's the distinction. Regional basins don't qualify.
That's correct.
You need to do it within municipal boundaries.
We have to build our own.
And so, as I understand it, in LA County, that would cost $20 billion. In beautiful Glendora, $233 million.
Yes, that's over about 20 years.
Okay.
And it's just not doable.
And so there's a bill moving in the state legislature that seeks to address this question, but you have some concerns about that bill.
Actually, there's several bills.
Okay.
This particular bill is very concerning. We have asked legislators for assistance financially and with helping to make the permit a little easier to apply with. This particular legislation, Senate Bill 1298, it's introduced by Senator Hertzberg. It would allow the costs of stormwater to be added to property tax assessments without a direct vote of the voters. And if this happened in our own city, that property tax assessment to pay for this would probably be about $1,200 per parcel average.
Per year.
Per year.
So what other ways do you see to fund this if that solution is not to your liking?
There is a city, Culver City, right now that is going to ask their voters to vote for a parcel tax assessment.
Okay.
That's different.
Sure.
Then the voters make the choice.
Okay.
And that is where I think we should be going, rather than just doing it without any input.
So where do you go from here?
Our council has sent a letter of opposition. We have sent it to our legislators and to the governor and to the author of the bill. I think other citizens would want to do the same.
You're here. Her name is Judy Nelson. She is a councilwoman in beautiful Glendora, California. I'm Brad Pomerance. You're joining us on Local Edition.